Deepti Jeevanji's parents were daily wage workers, and they were also taunted regularly by the villagers because they gave birth to a mentally ill child. When that same mentally ill child went on to recently break the world record in the women's 400 meters T20 race and also qualified for the upcoming Paris Paralympics, the same villagers are now praising them for being Deepti's parents. And it's even that local district collectors and politicians are turning up at their house, which is a huge shock for them, considering the years of ridicule that they've put up with. It's really strange, isn't it? Then again, not so much, because it reminds me of the amount of opposition that Lal Bahadur Shastri had to put up with from traditionalists and from farmers when he was trying to introduce the Lerma Rojo and Taichung number 1 crops in India. But his resilience sowed the seeds that eventually led to the eradication of famines from our country. It also reminds me of Savitribai Phule. It is said that whenever she went to the school where she taught, she would carry an extra sari because people would pelt her with stones and dung. But it was her crusade that laid the stepping stones for women's education in a colonial India. Society is really cozy with the status quo. Do what everyone is familiar with, even if it is bad for them, and they will keep quiet. They just go about minding their own business. But do something that society is unfamiliar with, even if it is good for them, and the very same people will turn into monsters because of the fear of the unknown. So don't let a hostile herd deter you from doing what you should be doing. If anything, hostility is a sign that you're actually on the right path. As Swami Vivekananda said, the poor world, how often it has been cheated, the more the sansar, that is the worldly aspect of life, looks at any growing movement with the eyes of suspicion or presents to it a semi hostile front, so much the better it is for the movement. If there is any truth this movement has to disseminate, soon will condemnation be changed to praise and contempt converted to love. End quote. Handle all rejection and criticism like pro. Let it just wash off you like water off a duck's back. Don't be afraid to walk alone because over time, people who believe in your cause and who admire your courage will then join you and make your journey more meaningful. Remember the quote? First, they ignore you, then they ridicule you, and then they attack you and want to burn you, and then they build monuments to you. This is so applicable to any righteous cause that you should commit yourself to. If you can leave the world slightly better than you inherited it, you've lived a worthy life. And if you enjoyed today's episode, you can download a free ebook that contains 15 quotes from Indian sages, monks, and philosophers, along with short practical commentary on how their timeless wisdom can be applied to our everyday life situations today. The link is in the description. So remember, don't let a hostile herd deter you from the righteous path you should be walking on. Rather, use that as fuel to double down on what you should be doing. In the long term, you will definitely get the rewards. And then the very same people who condemned you all the time will not be able to stop raving about how they were always in support of you and how proud they are of you. But forget whatever they say. The contribution that you will make to this world becoming slightly better is more than worth anything else that you can get. And until next time, namaste.